The first call came on April 3, 1973, when Martin Cooper placed a call from a Motorola Dynatac 8000X, a massive device weighing almost 2.5 pounds. While Cooper's call to arrival at Bell Labs was historic, the true competition started when other companies jumped into the fray. In the years following the call, Bell Labs, AT&T, and several others were determined to beat Motorola to the mobile revolution. By the early 1980s, the race had escalated into something resembling a Cold War of sorts in the tech world. The primary players were two global titans, Motorola and Nokia, with other giants like Ericsson, Siemens, and Samsung lurking in the background. Motorola's Dynatac was the first commercially available cell phone in 1983, priced at $3,995. But as soon as it hit the market, Nokia and Ericsson began ramping up their efforts, producing lighter, more affordable, and feature-rich phones. But was it all on the up and up? There's always been a shadow of mystery surrounding the early days of mobile technology, with rumors of sabotage attempts, industrial espionage, and secretive corporate tactics. Some allege that companies would intentionally plant bugs, leak false designs, or even sabotage their competitors' products in covert operations. One such rumor revolves around Nokia's rise to dominance. It's said that during the 1990s, when Nokia emerged as a global leader in mobile phones, there were whispers about Motorola secretly trying to ruin their reputation through backdoor strategies. For instance, some suggested that Motorola might have spread rumors about Nokia's battery tech, claiming it was unreliable, even though it wasn't. This isn't confirmed, but it definitely added fuel to the fire. Then, there's the story about Nokia's rise in the 1990s, which allegedly didn't come without its own share of tech espionage. Many speculate that Motorola and Nokia engaged in acts of intellectual property theft, and some even say that the two companies sent operatives to tap into each other's research facilities. These aren't confirmed claims, but tech historians have pointed out that the pace of innovation during the mobile phone boom suggests that the companies might have been willing to engage in unconventional methods. By the 2000s, the landscape had shifted, but a new phase of the tech war erupted with the advent of the iPhone in 2007. The iPhone wasn't just a phone, it was a paradigm shift in mobile technology. And this time, the war wasn't just about who could make the best hardware. It was about software, app ecosystems, and control of the entire experience. Google's Android, launched shortly after, created another layer of competition. The industry was now divided between Apple's iOS and Google's Android. This time, the stakes were even higher, and the tech war took on a much more public, highly visible nature. It didn't take long for whispers of backroom deals and secret influence to emerge. Apple's design was highly proprietary, and Android's open-source model was seen by some as a direct attempt to undermine Apple's iron grip on its ecosystem. But was it all just corporate maneuvering, or were there darker forces at play? Some suggest that Apple was involved in subtle tactics to undermine Android's success early on. They claim Apple used its clout to pressure certain app developers into delaying or blocking Android versions of popular apps, thus giving iOS a critical edge. Conversely, Google might have been accused of copying key iOS features in Android with uncanny speed, fueling the fire that the competition was more than just about innovation. It was about dominance at any cost. And then there's the quiet, mysterious involvement of third-party players. For example, while Apple and Google were often in the spotlight, companies like Qualcomm, Intel, and Huawei were quietly maneuvering in the background, using their influence to tip the scales in their favor. What many people don't know is that these companies frequently collaborated in secret, forming alliances that could strategically hurt or help other competitors. Qualcomm, for instance, was involved in providing cellular chips to both Apple and Android devices, making them a silent power broker in the whole race. Some speculated that Qualcomm might have deliberately designed its chips with vulnerabilities, knowing it would make competitors' devices more prone to failure. And let's not forget the battle for the most valuable asset of all, user data. In recent years, some tech analysts have speculated that much of the mobile phone wars weren't just about hardware and operating systems, they were about data harvesting. With the rise of mobile apps and data tracking, companies began to gather more data on consumers than ever before. Some believe the competition between Apple and Android isn't just over which system is better, but who controls the most data and can use it for future profit. In conclusion, the tech Cold War continues. The mobile phone revolution may have started with a simple phrase, but it's clear that the battle for dominance has always been far more complex. The tech war between giants like Motorola, Nokia, Apple, and Google has been more than just about innovation. It's been about espionage, sabotage, and underhanded tactics in the shadows. And while we may never know the full extent of the behind-the-scenes maneuvers, one thing is clear. The mobile phone industry is still living through the echoes of that early competition, and the secret wars may not be over yet. Does this give you the sense that it was less about just building the best phone and more about playing a long game of strategy and secrecy?